Hi guys, gals and non-binary pals, welcome back to Budget with Ira. So I've been struggling recently with my sinking funds for a couple of reasons. And I think the number one reason is that I haven't had any money to put in them. But secondarily, when I go through my sinking funds, these are sinking funds that I set up for long-term things about a year ago now. And for some reason, some of the sinking funds don't really make sense to me anymore. Like, they don't align with my current priorities. I can think of one sinking fund like straight off the back, and that's dental. A year ago I was like, yes, I really want veneers. It's something that I really want, and I just don't want them anymore. So why am I still saving up for veneers? And I get it's really sensible to have a dental fund, because if you have a dental emergency, you've got money there, but I've got an emergency fund. So do I really need that envelope anymore? And when it comes time to stuff my sinking funds with like Patreon money or extra money that I've managed to side hustle or anything like that, some envelopes just get really neglected, so they're just sitting with money I'm not going to use for that purpose, so it's kind of wasted. So in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is really taking a look at my sinking funds, doing a bit of a bill exchange because some of them are getting quite hefty, but also sort of realigning the money that I've got, because I have priorities. I have priorities that are important to me, and some of the sinking funds that I have just don't cut it. So I'm going to be taking from some and putting into others, but essentially I'm not adding any money in. There's also a couple of envelopes in my sinking fund binder that I'm saving up for like nothing. So I need to sort of think about A, what could they be for, or B, if they're not for anything, why am I doing it? So yeah, so let's go and do that. Let's go ahead and take a look at my binder. Okay, so we are here. I've got my May budget booklet, and I have also got my sinking funds binder. I've got kind of no plans with this, so I'm just gonna sort of see how it goes. I know what I want to do is count up everything that I've got, and then sort of redistribute it a little bit to make sure it kind of sits with what I want to do. So let's put this aside for now and move over to this sinking funds page. So what I'm going to do is first go through, count up everything that I have in my sinking funds, and then figure out what I want to do after that. Okay, so I've got it in different sections. So I've got 3 sections in my binder. These are dividers that are available on my Etsy store. Love them. But basically I've got my standard sinking funds, my weekly cash, and then my future sinking funds. So everything that is for things in the future, sort of long-term savings. But my sort of short-term sinking funds are at the front. There's only 2 of them. So the first one is car maintenance, and that currently has 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 400. Wow, is that right? Yeah, £400. So that's amazing. So what I'm gonna do for now is just write the total there, and then I'm going to figure out what I'm going to take and give. So that's going to just be 400 there. So water is the next one, and I do £25 every month for this, and then every 6 months I have a bill for about 150, so that's about right. So I've got 50, 70, let me just use the 50 so 20, 40, 60, 70, no, I'm not going to count it like that, 50, 125, that's the easiest way to count it for me, 125 in there. Okay, So we're skipping past the weekly cash because that's already accounted for, and let's go into the future. So clothing, that has 20. And I recently bought some bits and bobs, but I haven't actually stuffed this in such a long time. Dental has 20, 40, 60, 80, 115. And this is literally for like a dental emergency, which, you know, I haven't had in a really long time, but also potentially veneers. It's just something that I've always wanted. Deposit, so this is a deposit for like somewhere else to rent, just in case I needed to, and it looks like we might need to, it might be on the cards soon. So we've got 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 300, 50, 70, 90. Oh, when it gets to 50s, I get really confused. So I've got 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 300, 50, 370, 390, 410, 420, 430, 435. Okay, so moving on. Laptop. So this one is part digital, so I've got £500 in put aside for that one, and that's in my Monzo pot. So I've got 550, 600, 620, 640, 660, 680, 700, 720, 740, 750, 760, 770. 770 for laptop. And then tattoo is obviously just cosmetic. 20, 40, 60, 80, 195. No, 115. Lights, camera, action. I don't know if I do anything with this, but I'll just count it anyway. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 115. What? I've got 3 that are 115. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100. Wow. Uh, 1050 challenge is going to stay separate, so that's just going to grow as the challenge grows. Silver challenge and the gold challenge. I could do stuff with the money, could redistribute it. Shall I? Let me count all this up anyway, just because I can start a new silver challenge if I really need to. So that's got, let's count the money rather than the notes. 25. And the gold, got 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 120. Geez, that's grown really fast, that has. 120. Spain wedding. I know that's got 300 in. But let's count it just to be safe, to be sure. 50, 60, 8. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 2, 4, 6, 70, 80, 90, 300. Yeah. and then there's nothing else left. So, okay, so what I want to do now is add up everything that I've got and then figure out what I want to do in terms of my priorities. Like, where do I want my money and what do I want to do with it all? So let's just add it all up to see how much sort of kind of not disposable, but how much money that I currently have. Yeah, so 400 plus 125 plus 20 plus 115 plus 435 plus 770 plus 115 plus 115 plus 25 plus 120 plus 300. Bloody hell. 2,540. Bloody hell. Okay, so now I need to have a think about what I want to do with all this money. Jeez, that's a lot. Okay, so I've had a think about it and I am gonna sort of take money out of some and add money into others just to kind of realign what I want to do with my life. Okay, so let me talk you through it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to de-stuff some and stuff others, but I'm also going to do a bit of a bill consolidation as well. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So the first thing I'm going to tell you about is deposit. So deposit, I want to make £500. So what I need to do is to add £65 into it, which would make it £500. Yeah. So if I go to deposit and I take this money away and keep it to the side here as a sort of bank, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in one of my £500 placeholders. These are available on my Etsy store. They are quite reasonable. And then you get a lovely picture of me. So this will now have £500 and this will be held digitally, but I will still add to this envelope in cash. Okay, so by the time we're done with all of this, there should be a fair bit of money to move back to the bank. Okay, so let's start at the start. Here, car maintenance. So car maintenance should be 400 and I want to keep that 400. I don't want to change that. So what I want to do is give it the biggest bills possible. And I know in September that these will be obsolete, but I should be able to take them back then. But I'm still going to the bank now and still getting the old 50. So I don't really want to do that yet. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So that's £400 there. Yeah, so that's gonna stay 400. And I will, when I get in sort of 4 months time, I will get a placeholder. So that's gonna be 0 and 400. Should I tidy up this money just to make it a bit nicer? Give me a sec. Okay, so water won't change either. That's going to be 125 still, just because it's the right amount of money to save up. So I'm just going to take a 50, a 20 and a 5 and put this stuff back. So that's 50 I'm putting back there. 125. What did I do? I put a 5 away. 125. So that's exactly as it should be. So 50, 125. So that's 125. Clothing, if we go to the future, clothing had 20, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to beef that up and make it 25. So I'm going to add 5 to it and make it 25. Just because, like, I don't really buy myself anything nice very often, even though, like, I have, but it still doesn't feel often enough. Now, dental, I'm gonna actually remove, because I think at the moment my priorities do not align with veneers, And also, if I had a medical emergency, that's what an emergency fund is for. So I am going to remove this envelope from my binder. So all of this £115 is going to go into the ether. So I am removing this envelope. That doesn't mean that I won't ever go back and have it again, but it just doesn't fit me anymore, so I'm not doing that. So that's going to be 0, and that is a sinking fund that I'm removing. So we've already done deposit, so that has £500 in it, and there's probably more than £500 there. Laptop is also changing. So at the moment there was £770, and what I am doing is I'm actually going to add £230 into it, which would make it £1,000. And then what I'm going to stuff is my 1k slip that is available on my Etsy store. And yeah, that's that. So let's put this money away. So I know it looks like I'm not really adding or taking money away and stuff like that, but like when we add it all up at the end, it should still add up to this money. So that's a £500 placeholder. So I'm going to keep that aside for the future. Then tattoo, what are we doing with tattoo? So we are taking money away from tattoo. So just because it's something that I've really wanted, like I need something in here that's still aspirational. So I know veneers I got rid of, like dental one, but like tattoo's still really important to me. So I'm actually gonna take money from this, but not much. So I'm gonna take £65 away from it, which should leave me with 50. So should I do a £50 note? I'm gonna do 2 20s and a 10. No, I'll do a £50 note because it's smaller. And then that's fine. So lights, camera, action. We've been working on this for a really, really long time. So I'm actually going to leave that the way it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to consolidate it. So 115 should look like, let's do this with 20s because this is a long-term one. So I don't want any long-term ones to have big 50s in there. 20, 40, 60, 80, 115. And now that I say I don't want any long-term ones to have big 50s in, that makes me change my mind about tattoo. So I'm just going to change that back. Because tattoo is definitely a long-term one. Okay, that's not been changed. Silver challenge is one that I still want to work on. So that has 25, so I'm not going to do anything with that. However, the gold challenge, while I have saved up a lot of money in it, it distracts me from my goals, if that makes sense. So because this doesn't have a sort of end goal at the moment, like it's not, I haven't got something earmarked for it specifically. What I'm doing is I'm just stuffing into it for the sake of it, if that makes sense. So because of that, what I've done is I've taken the money out of this to move into other places. So like I work best when I have a goal. Do you know what I mean? So because of that, I have removed the gold challenge. So I took 120 out of it, which left me with 0. And then Spain wedding is gonna stay because I believe that's the correct amount. So I'm gonna add 0 into it and it should be 300. But I'm going to get rid of some notes. So that has got, there's 2 new 50s there. So I'll use them and then the rest will be 20s. So 50, 100, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 3. Oh, that was perfect. Let me count that again. 50, 100, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2. Perfect. So Spain wedding has the correct amount in it. So let's do a little bit, there's so much money everywhere. but there should be because we put placeholders in. So what I want to do is add all of this here, because these are the final amounts that are in my binder, and if they add up to 2,540, all of this can go back into the bank. And then what I'll do is I'll move the money into deposit and laptop. Okay, so let's wake you up. So 400 plus, let's move it up, 125 plus 25 plus 500 plus 1,000 plus 50 plus 115 plus 25 plus 300 equals 2540, which is exactly what we wanted. So let's sort of do a quick recap over here. So car maintenance is 400, that's all in 50s. It's in the biggest notes possible. It is a long burner, but I've got an MOT due relatively soon, and I think I've got an issue with one of my tyres, so I probably will be spending some of this soon. Water is exactly where it needs to be. It's at 125, and I will have a bill in sort of July time, so I think it gets up to 150 and then I get a bill. So I think I've got like 1 or 2 more stuffings and then it is exactly where it needs to be. Moving to the future, clothing has 25 and that's in the biggest notes possible. Deposit has £500 and that is going to be in my bank, and that's that money there. Laptop will have 1,000 stowed away, and that's part of that is the money. I already have 500 put aside. Tattoo has £50 and that is in the biggest notes possible, but notes that I want to, but like future proof notes, like I'm not using the old 50s. This hasn't changed. This we didn't even count. This one has got exactly what it should have. I haven't started that, and I'm not going to start that yet. And Spain wedding has that. So that is all done and dusted. I think the last thing that I'm going to do maybe is count this up. No, I won't. I'll leave that. Okay, so how much money are we taking to the bank? I might need a calculator here for this. So this is how much money we're taking to the bank, and we're going to move it all around. So 50, 100, 50, 200 and 50. Let's move it here. Oh, this is a lot of 20s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8, 480. And 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 200, 1, 2, 3, 4, 240, 5, 10, 15, 20. 990 is what we're moving into the bank. So 990. So probably should be 1,000 that I'm putting into the bank, right? I must have counted something wrong somewhere. But never mind, that's fine. So this 990 is going to go into my bank, and then from that I'm going to move £500 into my deposit place and £500 into my laptop place. I wonder where that tenner's gone. I think that's just a mystery. That'd be nice to, it'd be one of those like nice to find tenner somewhere. I know I've got a tenner in my buffer to account for it. So let's go here. Let's try to fit this in this envelope. Jeez Louise. That's a lot of money there. Okay, so next time I go to the bank, I'm gonna take that. And then that's that. I mean, my next cash stuffing for next month won't even be this much, so I will need to go and put this into the bank anyway. So yeah, that, I mean, excluding that envelope, it's less beefy now, which is good. It makes me feel safer. Even though I do keep my binder under lock and key in a very, very safe place, it's still a bit nervy to hold this much cash at home. So yeah, I'll be pleased to put £1,000 into my bank account. Hi guys, gals and non-binary pals, thank you so much for getting through to the end of the video. You know I love it when you get through to the end of the video. Please give this video some love, make sure you like, comment, share and subscribe, and if you are going to comment, please use this emoji. And that's what I have for you today. Obviously this is like extra content and fun stuff, and we've got another fun video on Friday as well. I'm just starting to work on that now. I'm really excited about it actually. I think you're going to love it. Well, I hope you are at least. So since our last video, we have had, let me look. 1, 2, 3, 6 new Patreon members. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Thank you so much. Wow, I'm really smiling now. That's amazing. I might cry, don't. Okay, I'm all right. I might cry. Oh, that's incredible. Thank you. Thank you. Right, let's move on. Let's move on. So a warm welcome to our newest Etsy bestie, Purple Budgets. Welcome to our newest Zesty bestie, Leah Dollard. And our 4 new budget besties, Jenna, Helen Lewis, Debbie Faulkner, and Emma Berry. Thank you so much to everybody who supports me over on Patreon. Like it, as you can probably tell, it means so much to me. It is regular support, and it means that you like my stuff enough that you're willing to get it every single month. It literally, I know it's set. I know I keep on saying it means so much, but I struggle to articulate quite how much it means to me, and I hope you understand that it more than makes my day. It's just miraculous. Thank you so much. If you would like to support me over on Patreon, please take a look at the link in the description. You will not regret it, bestie. And I think that's about it until Friday. So I will see you on Friday with a special video. I hope you like it. And until then, have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, and have a wonderful budget. I will see you Friday. Thanks so much for watching, bestie. Bye-bye.